Welcome, guys, back to the Unwanted Mind podcast. Wow, episode 20, man. Let's go. Can we get a round of applause, baby? Woo! Episode 20, man, of the Unwanted Mind podcast. God damn, bro. We finally did it. You know what I mean? Like, I see it going farther, obviously. I know, like, in a year or something, I'm going to look back at this. I'm like, bro, episode 20, that's, like, nothing compared to where I'll be at. But just, like, living in the moment right now, just knowing that I have 20 podcasts out in my name, bro, it's just like in my brand on Spotify, on all streaming platforms, YouTube. Fuck, man, it feels great. It feels great to have 20 episodes of a podcast. Big fucking, a lot of topics, for this podcast. Big fucking weekend. Big fucking week, better yet. So much to talk about. I'm so excited, just get the shit going. And honestly, I want to thank you all, guys, because if it wasn't for you guys, honestly, and I know everyone says this, all the YouTubers say this, honestly, guys, bro, if it wasn't for you, I wouldn't be here. But it's real shit. If you guys weren't listening to it, I'm literally making a podcast for no one to hear, because I don't play back the podcast and listen to it later, so literally no one would hear it. But I get views, I get listens, I check the stats. You guys are watching, you guys are paying attention, you guys for some reason fucking enjoy what I talk about. You know what I mean? So yeah, I'm happy that I'm providing a service for you guys. I don't get paid for any of this shit. I just do this because I love it. And obviously, I do believe that I will eventually get paid for it, through sponsors for the podcast, or you know what I mean, like later on, just like maybe brand deals that I get, or just that's long term. But I'm fine doing this without getting paid, because it makes me happy. I love talking about stuff, topics, and I love getting your guys, feedback, and I just love doing this. I love talking and shit. So I don't see myself not doing this. You know what I mean? I love doing what I do. Yeah, man, do a lot of shit to talk about. So let me just list off the topics right now. Just get right into it. First and foremost, I wanna just say, like, happy 4th of July. For me, 4th of July was yesterday, Monday. This episode is going up on Wednesday, so I guess happy 4th of July week. I don't know. But yeah, I had a great 4th of July. I went to a local park that we had, where, well, it's a local park like thing, but it's like a lot of people go to it. There's probably like maybe a couple hundred people there. And we were all watching the fireworks, man. Fireworks are amazing, just seeing that. And yeah, man. I go to just have a great time. I know a lot of people are like, oh, I celebrate 4th of July because, America failed us. You know what I mean? Like, there's agreements and disagreements with that. Like, you can't just be like, fully disagree with that, right? Because it's like, even though America, has its flaws, it's still better than a lot of countries, right? And by flaws, I mean, fucking murder, school shootings, like it's big flaws, right? And there's shit that we need to work on, but at the end of the day, man, we have one life, so just enjoying it with your family, having a great time, eating good food. It's just like, you need it, bro. Like, you can't just be fully indulged in just negativity and shit, in the news and shit. You gotta find time to, find peace, For me, I found peace there. I had a great time there. I felt very, clear-minded, because right there was like a little lake, so I was just able to just like, breathe in the fresh air, touch grass, perhaps, just seeing the water. It felt so calm. So, you know what I mean? It's good to have times like those, because it's not healthy to be fully indulged and shit like that. And also being off your phone, it feels great. You know what I mean? Because dude, I'm literally, that's my job. I'm always on my phone. I'm always posting shit. If I'm not on my phone, I'm on my laptop posting shit. You know what I mean? So it feels great to, get out of that once in a while. You know what I mean? And yeah, I mean, I hope you guys had a great 4th of July. I damn sure know I did. you know, and yeah, let me get right into the topics right now. So for the first topic that we have for today, well, I'm gonna be listing out all the topics, but based on the thumbnail, if you're watching this on YouTube, you probably see it. We have Stranger Things Volume 2 review. So yeah, Stranger Things Volume 2 came out. And I was a little confused because I thought it was going to be like a few episodes. But it was one episode. It was episode 9, but it was an extremely long episode. It was like probably over 2 hours long. Yeah, I mean, I finished the entire season. I believe I watched Volume 2 on Saturday. Saturday or Sunday night. And I'm just going to say that I really enjoyed it. I will be reviewing it, obviously, but I did cry in a few parts. It was a little devastating. If you know, you know. Someone died in the show. Yeah, I mean, if you know, you know. I'll be talking about who died, so there will be spoilers. Just a little fair warning before I get comments like, "Bro, you didn't warn me. You didn't tell me 11 died." Wait, 11 didn't die. But there will be spoilers, so just be aware of that. We also have Minion, the Rise of Gru review. Yes, I watched Minions, the Rise of Gru. The shit that's trending all over TikTok. People going in full decked out suits. And I think they put a ban. They like some theaters have a ban. Like, oh, if you're doing the trend or some shit, I forgot the trend name. But if you're doing this trend, if you're wearing a suit, you can't come up because you can't come in the theater because there's like disturbance. Complaints and shit like that. Which fair enough. I mean, if you see the videos on TikTok, dude, they're like fucking chanting, they're fucking screaming, they're yelling inside a theater, and that's not really good, because a lot of people just want to watch a movie and sit down, stay relaxed, There's fucking kids screaming and shit. When I watched the movie, there was like at the end of the movie, there was like some kid that threw like a peanut M&M on my neck. I felt it. I was like, what the fuck? I knew who it was because those kids were like kind of like speaking loudly. They're like during the whole movie, so I knew who they were. They were like 2 rows behind me, so I got the peanut M&M off my neck, and I was like waiting for them to go down the stairs. I saw one of them, and I just like chucked it right on his face. He was like, "What the fuck?" He was like looking around. He was like, "What the hell? Who threw that?" So I got him back. That was a good time. So yeah, I will be talking about the Minions: The Rise of Gru review. But with reviews, it's my review, but it's also mixed with like Rotten Tomato. What's it called? Like the people that review the movies. I forgot what they're called. But like professionals that review the movies, right? Movie critics. That's what I was saying. Thinking to say. So yeah, I'll be reading movie critic reviews. I've done this in the past, so if you heard me say it in the past, this is how I'll be doing it. Like the audience score, I'll be judging the Rotten Tomato score on the tomato meter. Yeah, critic reviews, audience reviews, my review. I don't know if Stranger Things has review, because obviously not a Rotten Tomatoes, but maybe it has its own reviews. I'll be looking into it. And I'll be talking about all the NBA trades so far, right? Because there's constantly NBA trades. I think one time I was talking about NFL trades, and when I was talking about it, there was like another like huge massive deal that popped up on my phone. I was like, oh shit, I had to put my phone. It was like literally live like a live trade that was happening while I was recording the podcast, and I was like, oh shit, I'm like one of the first to talk about it. That was so sick. So maybe that'll happen. There's always trade deals. Maybe I'll see Kevin Durant gets traded to the Warriors. They're like, oh shit, that'd be so sick. Or Kyrie Irving got traded with Russell Westbrook to join the Lakers. Oh shit. We'll see. But I will be talking about the NBA trade deals that has happened so far. Also rumors, and possible trade deals that will happen. Like I said, it was KD and Kyrie, stuff like that, and that's pretty much it. Um, I usually do 3 to 4, but I usually take a while doing the headline topics. I also have another one. Howard Stern. For those who don't know him, Howard Stern is a also a podcaster. I believe he has the #1 podcast in the world. Yeah, he's been doing it for a while. He's like an OG. He's like kind of like a Joe Rogan. He's been doing it for a while, and he said on his podcast, he was talking to someone. He said he got a text from Kevin Feige. For those who don't know who Kevin Feige is, he's pretty much the next Stan Lee. He's kind of like, he directs literally every Marvel movie. So he's like, so you got a text from Kevin Feige, and for some reason Howard Stern decided to read the text loudly or react to it. He didn't read it, but he reacted to it. To the podcast. And he was like, fuck, I gotta play like Dr.Doom in this new Dr.Doom Marvel movie or some shit. And the people in that room was like, oh yeah, you're gonna be Dr.Doom? He's like, yeah man, I hate the schedule, it's gonna be so busy, it's gonna be so hectic. So he basically confirmed that he's Dr.Doom in a new Dr.Doom in the like solo project that I guess will be in theaters in a couple years, since they're already filming it. So was not expecting that. I believe that was posted last Thursday. Yeah, I mean, I was not expecting that on Thursday. Fucking Doctor Doom, dude, that's such a huge character in Marvel. Such a huge villain. Probably even bigger than Thanos. Howard Stern is gonna be Doctor Doom. I don't know, dude. It just seems crazy. Let's see if this is true, right? Because obviously it's I really wouldn't consider it a rumor, since he reacted to the message on live, like during the podcast. So I really wouldn't say it's a rumor, but yet again, but why would he lie about it? That's the thing, right? I'm like, there's nothing that back that up, right? His reaction, but why would he just lie about it, right? Because he's doing a podcast. He's been doing this for a while, you know what I mean? So yeah, I'll be getting into that later on. But Stranger Things Volume 2 review. Let's get right into it. Okay, so for the first topic we have for today is the Stranger Things Volume 2 review. So what I'll be doing, because it's gonna be hard to remember every like part of that episode, every scene and stuff. So it was very like action packed. There was so much going on. I'm gonna be reading a review off CNN, and based on that review, I'll be judging it to my opinion. So so that's basically how I'll be doing it. Because I genuinely can't remember all of it. So yeah, let's just start it off. So Stranger Things has taken the idea of playing the long game to heart a bit too literally, capping its supersized 4th season with 2 sprawling episodes that total nearly 4 hours. Whether that's a reward to fans or self-indulgence by the producers rests in the eye of the beholder, but after this, it's hard to imagine many concluding that ending things with Season 5 qualifies as premature. And I want to touch on Season 5 a little bit. Obviously that won't come out until 2024. So obviously there's a lot of time until that releases. But the creators, I believe they're called the Duff brothers, right? The Duffer brothers. Yeah, I mean if you know what I'm talking about, yeah. So the creators of this Stranger Things, they were saying that they're going to begin writing, I believe, in 2 weeks or in 2 months for the Season 5. But they said it's going to touch on Will, mostly like season 5 is gonna be mostly about Will and why he's acting the way he's been acting in season 4. Because if you haven't been paying close attention, he's like been like very distant from the group and stuff, or maybe like I feel like he's been distant, but also his friends aren't really paying attention to him, and they're kind of ignoring him since there's bigger problems going on. And you can tell Will is going through a lot because I remember his brother, like I believe it was like they were like in the pizza shop. They were in the kitchen. His brother was like talking to him. His brother was talking to Will. Is like, dude, you matter. Like you're, I love you for who you are and stuff. And like Will was like tearing up. He was like pretty much crying, and he was like I really appreciated that. He was like, oh, I needed that. So obviously something's not right with Will, but yeah, I mean, I guess season 5 is gonna touch on that, and we'll kind of see why he's acting that way. I don't know why, but yeah, and they forgot his birthday, right? So like we'll see with season 5, which I believe is confirmed to release in 2024, since you still have to write it and obviously direct it and stuff. But yeah, dude, season 5 is gonna be dope. I believe this may be the last season 5. Hopefully it's not, because dude, Stranger Things is amazing, but we'll see. I guess, you know what I mean. They said season 5 is gonna be similar to season 1. As far as like the groups, so it's gonna be like the younger kids, and they're gonna be a one group, and the older, or like the young adults are gonna be in a group, and then the older adults, they're gonna be in their group. So there'll be like 3 different perspectives, I guess. There may be another one for like new characters, maybe like the villain. So maybe there'll be 4, 5 perspectives, or like narratives in the show. But yeah, I mean, this is just theoretical, right? Like this is me just assuming, right? Based on the past seasons and past episodes. But yeah, I mean, let me continue reading. So the season has already turned the Kate Bush song "Running Up the Hill" into a chart-topping hit 37 years later. That's a dope song. I don't know if it was a smash back then, 37 years ago, but it's definitely a banger. Not on my playlist, but it's definitely a banger. You know what I mean? But the way the episodes unfold, running isn't quite the word for it. Rather, it's more like a brisk walk with detours along the way. Yeah, I think I do agree with that. Like obviously it's big scenes, right? There's like huge scenes, but it's not like every step of the way is massive. It's like there'll be like it'll be calm for a little bit, then there'll be something huge, right? So yeah, I would agree with that insight. Continue reading. In hindsight, the main innovation might have to do with scheduling, with this Volume 1 and Volume 2 approach, tying first to the Memorial Day and now the 4th of July, spreading the wealth for Netflix, which really should consider dropping episodes weekly for the finishing run to milk the media attention that much longer. Dropping episodes weekly. I guess. I mean, that's not the way to do it, but I mean, to say that Stranger Things has its hype or impact would be a complete lie, because I mean, Stranger Things is incredibly hyped, and for good reason, right? And because it's a dope show, right? But it's extremely hyped. So I think that's fine. I think it's fine the way it is. So yeah, continue reading. With their story unfolding in multiple locals, series characters, the Duffer Brothers have broken up the special effects piggy bank while giving their characters room to breathe, exploring more grown-up teenage problems through the prism of small town Indiana in the mid 1980s. Still, the show never ventures too far from its deep pop culture roots and knowing homage. homages. Whether that's a nod to Halloween or having someone say, "I've got a bad feeling about this" to beguile the Star Wars faithful. Without giving anything away, the season also seems to have come to grips with the fact that the extraordinary threat won't be overcome with cost, adding a deeper level of resonance and higher stakes to the storytelling. Um, with the fact that the extraordinary threat won't overcome with cost. Right, yeah. That said, the fourth season has felt deficient on a few levels, beginning with the main villain Vecna, who bears a rather uninspired resemblance to the Crypt Keeper from Tales from Crypt Comics. I have no idea what that is. For those who do know, let me know. Does he strike a resemblance? Because I don't know. The third season cliffhanger that sent Hopper, David Harbour, behind the Iron Curtain also dragged on too long, even if revisiting the Cold War proved unexpectedly timely. Where does that leave the show? At best, back where it started with 11, bravely standing between humanity and potential destruction, flanked by the sweetly nerdy Mike and Will. The flashbacks to Eleven's backstory have been among the strongest elements of the current season, offering further evidence of her tortured youth and burdens placed upon her. She's special. She was born special, Mike says, wondering how long 11 will need an ordinary guy like him, to which Will replies that Mike is the heart of their group, a little on the nose perhaps, but as observations go, not wrong either. I don't know if I would really say that. Like, obviously, Mike is the he's one of the protagonists in the show. I wouldn't really consider him the leader. There's a lot of leaders in the show. I mean, I feel like they all kind of work as a group, so there really isn't a main leader that stands out other than 11. Obviously 11 is, if there were to be a leader, I feel like she would be the one. Since she has the powers and she has the powers to stop the evil. So I would consider her more of the leader. I don't know. I don't know about Mike though. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe you guys think I'm wrong, but I don't know. I don't really get that from Mike. He seems a little like shy and anxious, and I feel like he kind of relies on the group a little bit more. Stranger Things has become a major asset for Netflix. Yeah, of course. One of the things that's keeping it alive. Otherwise, it would easily be fucking beat by other streaming platforms. And the hoopla and anticipation surrounding the final episodes will surely be off the charts. No doubt about that. In a way, though, season 4 has played like a extended preview for that, feeling too much like a great big coming attraction for what's hopefully the more satisfying payoff to come. Stranger Things premieres the final 2 episodes of season 4 on July 1st. Yep, that's correct. Okay, so I didn't really get much from that article, but yeah, I'm just gonna talk about what I remember from that episode. So obviously, warning. Remember, guys, there's warnings here. There will be spoilers. So yeah, Eddie Munson died. Yeah, I mean, honestly, I thought he was gonna die by getting beat by by some of those high schoolers. Like those high schoolers that were looking for him. I thought he was gonna get batted down or some shit. But instead, he died, and I would say in a cooler fashion. Definitely a cooler fashion, Getting beat by fucking bats would not be cool. Or getting fucking kicked and shit. Yeah, I mean, dying from, because there was this scene where there was a bunch of bats, coming on, they were, getting on everyone. So, it was gonna affect how the plan would go. So, Eddie, he he felt the need to run off, get on his bike and start like pedaling towards a different direction to get the bats out of there. And it worked out, it worked out for him and for everyone, right? He was able to get all those bats out to a different direction. He went super far away from where they were doing, what they needed to do in that area. So he took him really far. If you see this, if you didn't see the scene, I'm gonna do my best to describe it. You know what I mean? And if you did see it, let me know how I'm doing. So yeah, he was pedaling super far. He stopped at a spot. The bats were like flying all over him, and he was just like looking around, like seeing what to do. So I believe he had like a weapon. I think he had a bat or something. So he just started swinging at the bats. He was like running. He was like swinging at the bats. Then he saw how many bats there were, and he was like, "Dude, there's no way I can kill all of them and still survive." So he started running away, and then he was just like he ran away, and the bats weren't following him. They were still on the bike. So, but once he was running off, there was this little like pause that he did, which were like he had some flashbacks of how he would run away from a lot of trauma in his life, and he had like this he had this like realization, and then once the flashback was over, it went back to current time, and he was just like, no, I can't keep running away. I gotta do what's best. I gotta be a hero. I gotta be a leader. I gotta do this shit. So he went back to the bats, to where the bats were, and he started like beating a bunch of the bats. Obviously, didn't turn out the best for him because there's so many bats. So it's hard to beat all those bats, when you're one guy. So yeah, so he got beaten by the bats. He like fell to the ground. The bats started like munching on his body and stuff. I don't know how detailed I should get, but the bats started like eating his insides or his outsides. I mean, they were starting with the stomach and stuff, and he was just like obviously screaming in agony. And yeah, I mean that's basically pretty much how he died. He still was semi alive because I forgot the kid's name, but there's this kid with the hat. Dustin. Dustin was like yelling for him, like Eddie, because he was watching all this go down. But obviously, what he's gonna do is like if he goes over there too, he's gonna die. So he's just like fucking just screaming in horror, just being like, dude, there's literally nothing I can do. And then I believe like the bats like laughed and stuff, and then they went to like a different area. So what Eddie did, it did work out, right? Because they flew a different direction, even after he died. So that's good. He did help them out, very very heavily, and significantly. But Dustin like came to his body, like he held him by the head. He was just like screaming like, "Oh, Eddie, wake up, dude! Like, are you okay?" And like Eddie was like, barely alive. His eyes were like open. And he was like, he looked at Dustin. He was like, "Dude, I love you, man." And then Dustin was crying. He was like, "Dude, I love you too, man." And I saw this later on. When Eddie said, "I love you, man," to Dustin, that was improvised. Like that was not in the script. I think in the script he was just supposed to look at him and not say anything. But he improvised, "I love you, man," which I think made it far more impressive. I was gonna say expressive and expressive, right? But yeah, far more impressive, and you show that they had a bond because I don't think Eddie really had someone that he loved necessarily. Obviously, he did have his friends, but he didn't have any close friends like that. And I think he really created a very close bond with Dustin, which gave him the need to say "I love you" to Dustin, and Dustin was just sad, but in complete shock, just because he's never heard this side of Eddie before, and he was like, "Dude, I love you too, man." He was just like sobbing and stuff. So that was a dope scene, and that's where I kind of started tearing up. I was like, fuck, man, that's, I felt it so deep, and it was just like crazy to see that. Since Eddie throughout all those episodes were like was so what's it called? What's that word? He was so fuck. I hate when I forget a word. But yeah, the person that people think he was like complete opposite. Like he was a nice guy. Obviously, he had like a loud personality, but he was a nice guy. And yeah, dude, he was just completely different, and it sucks that a lot of people and Hawkins weren't able to see that, but see that side of Eddie. But yeah, I mean that's dope that Dustin saw that, because later on in the episode, I believe his dad, what's his name? Eddie's dad was in school and he was like putting up posters thinking he was missing. Then Dustin saw him. He was like, I'm sorry to say this, but he's not missing. He's I was with them during that earthquake, that occurred, and pretty much implying that he passed away. And then his dad started crying and stuff. But Dustin made it clear that he was such a nice guy, and he died with good intentions in mind and in play. And yeah, I mean, it did make pretty much everything better. It did calm the situation. Obviously, he still passed, and that's still fucked. But it did, create high spirits. You know what I mean? But yeah, apart from that, from that death, and I think that was the only death in the show. Like, obviously, I think maybe there's more deaths, but like that's the main death. There were some close encounters, like what's that kid's name? Maybe let me pull up the cast so I'm not like saying, oh, that kid. So yeah, so let me just pull up the cast real quick and let me say the names before I start fumbling and stuff and being like, oh, this kid. You know what I mean? So yeah, what's his name? I'm looking through here real quick. So yeah, Lucas. Yeah, Lucas. He was getting in a fight with one of those high school jocks. Yeah, because what's her name? Sadie. Sadie was like, she was like paralyzed, or like, like Vecna had taken over her. So what happens when Vecna takes over you? You're like, your eyes turn white and stuff, and you're just like sitting down, and you're just like, you literally can't move or talk or anything. So like Lucas was watching over her, and then somehow that high school kid, the high school jock kid, he found where they were in the attic or in that room in that one house, and then he was saying that Lucas like tell her to wake up or wake her up or some stuff, and Lucas was like, dude, I literally can't. If I do that, we're all dead and stuff. But obviously the other guy didn't understand. He didn't understand the situation, or he didn't understand what was going on. So he was like, wake her up or I'll shoot you right here. And then Lucas was like, dude, what the fuck? Like, we were like friends. You're gonna like shoot me? And he was like, I don't give a fuck, bro. Wake her up or I'm gonna fucking shoot you or some shit. And Lucas was like, I'm not gonna wake her up. And then they started like, fighting and stuff. And like Lucas knocked the gun out of his hand. And then, they started fighting each other. The other guy was winning. The other guy was beating Lucas up. Just like pounding on him. Lucas got a few good hits. But the other guy was mostly beating his ass. He was beating Lucas's ass. And I believe the way that ended, I think, wait, how did that end? Did the little girl come in and like hit him or something? I don't quite remember how, but I know Lucas had won by I don't know, by default or something, but he had won. Obviously he was like all bloody and shit, and then he had screamed out for his sister to come, which was also improvised. That's what I saw. That was also improvised when he yelled for help for his he yelled for help to his sister, which I believe she was outside or something, because she was getting chased by another high school kid. But then I think she rocked him in the nuts. Then he fell to the ground, and then she was running up to the room, and Lucas was like yelling for her for help, and he had Sadie in his arms. I think she was off already. I think she was like she was like permanently blind. She was permanently blinded, because the spell did work, but 11 saved her, because 11 has the power to not heal your body, but to come back to life. So she did come back to life. Sadie did come back to life, but obviously her eyes were still the same. She was like completely blind, and it didn't show, but it did show her bones breaking. Like, when you get the Vecna curse, your bones start snapping. It didn't show if they were still snapped. Maybe that wasn't snapped, but she was still blind. So, I'm assuming that her bones were still broken since she was blind still, right? With like blood out her eyelids and shit. But yeah, I don't know if it showed that part, dude. I fucking if you can't tell already, I have a bad time remembering shit. I literally saw this 2 days ago and I don't remember. But yeah, dude, those scenes really were standouts to me. That's why I'm talking about them now. And when they killed Vecna, that was a cool scene when 11 fought back and killed Vecna in the underworld, or whatever that's called, upside down world, whatever. Yeah, and then Nancy and stuff. Nancy and what's his name? What's his face? Nancy and like Steve. And that other girl, I forgot her name, Robin. They found Vecna's body, and they like threw like Molotovs at it. They had to throw like 3 of them because he was still alive after the second one. So they threw another one, and he died. Or I don't know. Okay, so this is where it gets kind of juicy, right? So he threw a third one, and he breaks through the window because of the impact somehow. And then it showed him landing outside the house, like on the porch, and it showed him laying there. And then when they went out to see if he was still there, Vecna's body was just gone. So I don't know what happened to it, but obviously this is not like a coincidence, or it's like, oh, it just happened. Like, obviously this is gonna be like, there's gonna be story to this, or there's gonna be like, that was a significant scene. Like, this is like, the body did not just disappear. Like, there's gonna be, there's gonna be a reason for that I believe we will see. In season 5. So yeah, I guess we have to wait, a few years to see where it went. But yeah, I mean, Stranger Things 2, man. Volume 2. It was dope, man. I really enjoyed the episode. I'm really trying to remember other shit, but I really can't. But dude, I mean, Stranger Things is such a huge franchise. It's so dope. Like, everything that it consists of, like the entire aesthetic, going back to like 90 culture, and like, just shit like that. It's so dope seeing all that. I wish that they did some shit with it other than like the show, like maybe creating. I know in San Francisco they have like the Stranger Things experience, so maybe that's what I was thinking of. Because I was gonna say, like, oh, like if they had a Universal Studios or something, that would be cool. But I don't know if it belongs to Universal, so probably won't happen. I do want to go. Let me know if you guys have been there, because the Stranger Things experience in San Francisco, or maybe they do it in other places. I don't know, but let me know if you guys been to that kind of stuff, because I want to know how it is. So maybe I can plan out to go. One of these days. But yeah, I mean, I've seen a couple clips, but I still don't have a full like grip on what goes on there. So if you guys want, let me know, and yeah, maybe I could plan something out. But yeah, dude, it's such a dope franchise. There's so much to it. It's quite literally perfect. Like, the characters are amazing. The CGI, like the special effects in all the episodes are crazy. So yeah, man, it's like very flawless. So I'm very hyped up for it, and I mean, I'm hyped to see what's to come, right? I do want to see these actors and actresses in different movies, just to see them as playing as different characters and just growing their acting experience. Because I believe Millie, she was like in Godzilla versus King Kong. It was dope to see her there. And I want to see these other actors shine and other shit. So let's see if they're able to do that. Obviously they're still young as fuck, dude. They have so much time to do shit like that. But hey, man, let's see. A lot of people think Zendaya was just gonna be in Disney. She was doing like shitty Disney shows. Shake It Up was pretty dope, but then she went to like Casey Undercover or some shit. It was a shitty ass show. But look at her now, dude. She's doing huge movies. She's doing Dune. She's in Spider-Man No Way Home, and she's gonna be in a lot of shit. There's a lot more to come from her. Euphoria. How did I forget Euphoria? Obviously she's modeling and shit. She has a perfect modeling body, and just it's dope to see. And she also makes music, right? She doesn't make shit music. It's alright. It's kind of like Selena Gomez, right? Even though Selena Gomez, I think she does have the edge on her a little bit, but it's kind of on the same level a little bit. Actor making music. So yeah, I mean, Stranger Things 2, bro. Let me know how you guys feel about not just Volume 2, but Season 4. I thought it was probably one of the best seasons. I don't know if I would say the best season, but it's definitely up there as one of the best seasons from Stranger Things. But yeah, let me know how you guys feel about that. And let's get right into the next topic. All right, guys. So for the second topic for today, we have Minions: The Rise of Gru. Oh my God, what a movie, huh? What a hyped up movie. A lot leading to this. I know I had my fair share with creating a few Minion TikToks for this movie. Just trying to milk for what it's worth. Milk it for what it's worth. So just first off, right off the bat, the movie was pretty short, an hour and 27. But I don't see how you could make this movie longer, though. You know what I mean? Like, there's just so much shit that you can put in a movie like this. It's. I think that's a fair time, right? An hour and 27. I think that's a good time. It is pretty short for a movie, but that's a good time, I guess, for a Minion movie. So I'm on Rotten Tomatoes right now. So obviously, yeah, Minions: The Rise of Gru, comedy adventure movie, rated PG. So yeah. So I'm just gonna read the critics' consensus, like an overall review of critics. I'm gonna read this real quickly. All right. So the Minions' antic shenanigans are beginning to grate despite the sequel's injection of retro chick. Although this loony marathon of gags will delight young children, or delight young-minded children like me. So far there's 136 critic reviews, and there's 2,500 plus audience reviews. So so right now I'm just gonna read off the percentages. The percentages is percentages of of the critic review score and the audience view score. So for the critic review, this is a pretty big one, right? I know a lot of people rely on this. Definitely not me. So critics, Rotten Tomatoes, they gave this a 73%. Fuck, I mean, if you ask me, dude, that's a really good score. Like that actually a really good score for a fucking Minion movie, dude. A 73? That is insane. That's incredibly high, dude. That's pretty dope. Yeah, I mean, I would agree for a critic review score. Yeah, that's pretty dope. What would I give it? I'll say what I'll give it. I'll say what percentage I'll give it right after I read this audience review score. So the audience review percentage is, any guesses? 3, 2, 1. It's a 91%. God damn, dude. Audiences love this movie. Maybe a little too much, since, I believe maybe the reviews and shit are a little rigged, since it was trending off of TikTok and shit. And all those Yeet fans that listen to the Yeet and Minion song. But hey, man, numbers are numbers, right? You can't fucking be like, oh, it's fake numbers. Like, I'm sure the real people reviewing this shit is just, they're kind of persuaded already right off the bat. But hey, man, numbers are numbers. 91, dude. That's still 91 in their books. So hey, man. Hey now. Okay, so I'm gonna be reading critic reviews on this movie. I'm not expecting anything crazy. I'm not expecting people being like, "Oh, this is the best movie of all time." I'm not expecting shit like this. I just want to read the reviews and just give my opinion on it. Judge it a little bit. So Clarice Lorre from the Independent in the UK says, there's nothing all that special about the Rise of Gru, but it runs like a well-oiled machine. 3 out of 5 score. Okay. There's nothing special about it. I wouldn't say that. I feel like Gru plays a really amazing character in this movie. Young Gru. I feel like that really stood out. Obviously, the minions stand out as well. Obviously, like they always do. But yeah, dude, I really enjoyed it. I enjoyed, the movie. I don't think there wasn't anything special about it. It had its fair share of special moments. So yeah, dude, I would say it's a little special. I wouldn't call it a fucking well-oiled machine. That's a weird way to describe a fucking movie. Like, who watches a movie and is like, oh, this is like a well-oiled machine? Like, what the fuck? Just enjoy the movie. Eat your fucking popcorn, bro, and shut up. Mel Valentin from That Shelf says, ultimately, though the Minions, The Rise of Gru gives us more of what we've seen and heard through Despicable Me series and their first prequel spin-off. Oh, that's it? That's all he said? What the fuck? Oh, he has a whole article, but I'm not reading all that shit. Okay, let's just skip to that one. Linda Cook from our Quad Cities WHBF TV from Illinois says, it's goofy, colorful fun. 3 stars. See, I mean, dude, that's a fucking review right there. You're just like, oh, you don't gotta be like, oh, it's a well-oiled machine. Oh, it's a very smooth, like, a fucking grandma knitted sweatshirt. Like, just fucking, dude, just describe how the movie is. Like, why do you gotta be so weird about it? It runs well like a well-oiled machine. You can tell she's from the UK if she's saying shit like that, bro. Yeah, but dude, that's literally like my review right there. It's goofy, colorful fun. That's it. Just fucking enjoy it for what it is. Let's see if we can get better reviews. Julian Lytle from idobi.com says, Minions, The Rise of Gru is a fun family cartoon movie that kids will play until adults are sick of it because of its delightful use of the characters and good jokes. score B. See, dude, that's a great fucking review. That's an amazing review, and I fucking agree with it. Dude, yeah, that's a review right there. Describe a movie. You're gonna be fucking using weird analogies and shit. That's a description of the movie. That's so dope. That's my favorite review, probably of all time that I've read. I've read so many shitty ass reviews. That's probably my favorite one. Rick Marshall from Digital Trends says, Minions, The Rise of Gru certainly knows how to play to its audiences, even if its appeal is starting to wear a little thin. Okay, I can respect that. I can respect that very much. It certainly does know how to play towards the audience. Obviously there was a lot of hype, even like my mom's never she's never seen like the trend or some shit like that. I showed her after, like the trend on TikTok and stuff with the suits and stuff, but she never saw any of those, and she was still hyped for it. It's like, oh my god, I can't watch the Minions. Like, dude, it's one of those movies that you're just excited for. Like you see some animated movies, you're like, oh cool, like pets and shit. Like, oh okay, cool, that's a cool movie. But Minions, dude, Minions just stand out so much, and it's very hyped. But yeah, I think the appeal isn't starting to wear off. I think it has fucking grew, no pun intended, but this shit grew, bro. I hanged around with Minions and my money grew. You've seen those jokes and shit on TikTok. But yeah, no, I like no, like all jokes aside and shit. I think the appeal grew even more. I mean, Universal knew what the fuck they were doing when they teamed up with Cole Bennett and, well, pardon me, what's his name, Yeet, the rapper Yeet. They knew exactly what they were doing, because they were trying to hit a younger audience, on TikTok, and they knew this shit was gonna go viral and trend. They like Universal has marketing, groups and shit. Like they knew exactly who to partner with, who to do it with, what to do with it, and it fucking worked out for the best. I mean, dude, it's the top animated, opening, gross office day and weekend. I think it's the highest for an animated movie, and that's insane. But that's what more movies have to be doing. Like build up hype for it, build up hype, and once they release that song, it automatically went viral, and a bunch of people were making TikToks on it, and then that spreads, through consumers and shit. And then what does that do? It creates more consumers, for the movie. More people go out and watch it with families and shit. They buy tickets, and fucking they've got what they wanted to get out of it. You know what I mean? Money. And yeah, the movie wasn't all that bad. Like it wasn't like fucking, oh my god, it's top 10 movie of this year. Like it's not up there, but it's like it created what it created, right? Like that's dope. Sean P. Means from the Movie Critic says, what the movie serves up are references to things that were funny in past installments, such as Gru's mom voice, belittling him, or Dr. Nefario talking about his love of gadgets. I would not agree with this, since we heard very little from Gru's mom, and Dr. Nefario isn't clearly Dr. Nefario in this movie, since he is a younger version of himself, and there isn't much of him in the movie either. There's probably roughly about maybe 5 minutes or even less of him throughout the entire movie. And Gru's mom, there's like probably a minute in total of her in the movie. So, or maybe a minute 30, somewhere around there. This movie is very targeted toward the villains in the movie, Gru and the Minions. There's really not much else. Yeah, I mean, this is just a hater. He gave it a 1 out of 4. I feel like this is just a hater. He just wanted, finding a reason to hate on this movie, and he fucking created this false fucking, opinion based shit. I don't know. I mean, if you watch the movie, you know exactly what I'm talking about. Like, this is just far off. I'm gonna read a few more. Alan NG says, Alan NG from Film Threat says, if you have kids and they enjoyed the previous Minions starring movies, Minions: The Rise of Gru is the perfect next chapter. 8 out of 10. Exactly, dude. And you gotta rate it for what it's worth. Like, you know, this isn't gonna be a masterpiece. You know, this movie isn't gonna be, you know, the greatest movie of all time. Like, you already have this in mind before watching this movie. So, you know, with that being said, you still gotta give it a fair review. Like, you gotta review it based on those shit, right? Because obviously, you know, if they were basing it like super strictly, this movie would be like a fucking 8%. You know what I mean? But they know it's a kids movie. They know who it's targeted towards. They know who will enjoy it, and that's what they give it this rating. You know what I mean? So yeah, it is bigger than, you know, like 73. It's probably rated higher than a bunch of other movies that were like, you know, well made and shit. You know, like a bunch of Marvel movies, but when they rate Marvel movies, there's so much, you know, like pressure with that, and that's where the ratings are sometimes super low, like for the internals or some shit, because there's so much like to base it off, right? Because there's so many Marvel movies that are rated super high. So if Marvel ever releases like a shit movie or some shit like that, like with Black Widow, or like, you know, for them they said the internals were Marvel's worst movie, which I completely disagree with. I don't think it's its best, but I definitely don't think it's its worst movie. It's probably like, you know, mid. You know, it's probably somewhere in there in the middle if I were to, like, you know, rank Marvel movies. But yeah, they judge, they put like a 42 or some shit. So obviously the Minions is rated higher than that movie. Doesn't mean that it's better, you know, but it's based on what it is to do, like based on what it was made for and who it was made for. They judge it based on that, you know. Otherwise, if they didn't have that in mind, it would be rated super low. You know what I mean? Because the Internals is a fucking masterpiece. You know, the CGI and everything in it, you know, it's fucking outstanding. The characters are well played by, you know, the actors and shit and actresses, and it's amazing. You know, storyline's dope. Extremely long movie, but very action packed, and, you know, none of the parts in the movie makes you sleep or some shit, being like, oh, it's not needed. Like, it's all needed. That's why it's super long, almost like 3 hours long, because all those scenes are needed. You know what I mean? But yeah, I mean, that's why it was rated lower. I'm gonna be doing audience score. I'm gonna be reading the audience score now, since I have been talking a while on shit like that. Okay, so audience score is very short. It's very just like short reviews. Sue said it was cute, enjoyed it, dope. I wonder how you become verified, because all these audience scores, they're like all verified accounts. So I wonder how you get verified. Maybe I can apply on here or some shit. I'll tell them like, oh, I'm the host of the Want to Mind podcast, and I'm reading reviews on here. You know what I mean? Chris C says loved it, hysterical, laughing emoji. Yep. Michelle says, OMG, I love the Minions. Such a great movie. All caps, a bunch of fucking exclamation marks, you know, throughout all of it. Laura says, love this prequel. It introduces us to all the characters and how they came to be. So true. Joshua S says, better than any of the other sequels. Whoa. Better than any of the other sequels? Fuck, that's a claim right there. I don't know how I feel about that, honestly. I have to go back and watch all the rest of them, but I really doubt it. But fuck, okay, I'll take his word for it. PL says, way too violent for under 6. Whole movie filled with stealing, car crashes, no heart at all, left after an hour. I mean, it's reviews like these that makes me want to, like, fucking just, like... I was gonna take a huge turn right there, but I'm so happy I did not say that because I'm not trying to get canceled already. But it's reviews like that that makes me want to fucking slap this motherfucker up, dude. Like, what in the world makes you want to comment something? This guy has a verified account. Let me remind you. Rotten Tomatoes, their website, their domain, the people that, own the domain and shit. Or I don't know who's fucking behind this shit, but they verify these accounts. And these people are saying shit like this. I mean, dude, it's a fucking kids movie, dude. You think that any kids that watch this movie and they get ideas from it, like, oh my god, I want to crash a car now, or oh man, I want to steal, like how the mains were stealing in this movie, what are we on, dude? Like, what the fuck is this, a kids movie, bro? And you're just enjoying it for what it is. That's so stupid, way too violent. I've never heard someone describe a Minions movie as way too violent. Dude, the whole movie, the entire movie is filled with stealing and car crashes. There's no heart at all. Left after an hour. Yeah, maybe don't watch it by yourself. I mean, I feel like this person probably this person had, maybe they went through something in their life and they're traumatized. Maybe they were in a car accident or some shit and they're traumatized from it. So now everything they judge shit, they're super strict and super just they don't take a joke. This person, if you told a joke to this person, they wouldn't take it as a joke. They'd be like, dude, what the fuck? It could be the smallest shit, you can be like, why did the chicken cross the road? It's like, dude, you're not supposed to be crossing the road. What if you get hit by a car? It's people. He's that type of guy that would say some shit like that. Damn, that's crazy. Too violent. Jamie Melway says, love the 70s vibe, great Minion movie. Jennifer R says, funny show, wish it were longer. Okay. See, someone agrees with me. Caitlin C says, rambling story and not that funny. Okay, well, maybe don't go as a 50-year-old by yourself. Maybe fucking, be a little younger. Maybe watch something your fucking age. I don't know, fucking some old shit. I don't know. I can't think of anything because I'm not old. Last review. Annette says, love seeing characters and places when Gru was young. Exactly, dude. If you know, you know. Fucking people just love to judge shit. A lot of people have hate in their heart. They just love to judge shit like this, bro. It's a dope movie, man. It's a very dope movie. I wouldn't rank it anywhere as best movies of this year, but it's still dope, and you gotta appreciate it for what it is. You're still at a fucking movie theater, fucking relaxing, watching a movie, bro. How could you have a bad time, bro? Real shit. Yeah, I mean, I think that's pretty much what to say about the movie. Let me know how you guys felt about the movie. If you watched it, if you haven't watched it, I would recommend to watch it. Not just because of the hype and shit and it's trending and shit, but it's a great time, Hopefully you're not one of these fucking bad reviews and being like, oh, it's way too violent and shit. That's crazy. But yeah, let's get right into the next topic. All right, so for the last topic for today, we have the NBA trade deals. Yes, sir, indeed. Has been a lot of trade deals that has happened with the NBA. A lot of players are being traded. A lot of plans to be traded. I feel like we've barely seen. We're just seeing the surface level of these trade deals. I feel like there's gonna be a lot bigger ones, KD, Kyrie, Westbrook, you know what I mean? Possibly LeBron, I don't know, dude. But yeah, we're gonna see some big shit. So I'm gonna be listing off, and just judging, the ones that have happened so far, and I'll be also talking about not just trade deals, but people that are re-signing with their team and for how much they're gonna do it. For how many years. So let's just go with the first one. So for the first one, This was from 5 days ago. We have Jaren Jackson Jr. Oh, never mind. Ooh, let's just skip through this one. This is not a trade. It said breaking news. That's why I thought it was a trade. First one. Probably the most stupidest. I don't know. I wouldn't say it's stupidest decision. I would say the stupidest. It's a bad team, but he's getting a lot of money. So help me out here, guys. It's a bad team. He's signed for 5 years, but he's getting a shit ton of money. For me, okay. So before you guys say anything, for me, this just shows that he's doing it for the money, right? Because there's no way that he's gonna win a championship at all on this team, but he will be making a large bag. And that's the thing. He's going to be making a large fucking bag on this, but shit team. And that's Bradley Beal. I'm talking about Bradley Beal. Bradley Beal is staying in Washington on a 5-year, $251 million max contract extension. His agent tells Adrian Wojnarowski. I don't know if I said that right. But yeah. It's a big bag, $251 million. That's so much fucking money, but you're playing for the Wizards, dog. You're not winning a championship in 5 years. You're playing for the fucking Wizards. This is not a championship team, championship contender. It's none of that. Not even playoffs, dog. And if it is playoffs, you're getting eliminated first round. But it's not playoffs. So many better teams than this. A lot of people are saying he got paid, he deserved it. You know, he's gonna build a decent squad. Other people say $50 million a year to miss the playoffs. At this point, he just cares about the money. My boy wants to stay ringless with a bag. It's also funny because they quote him because he says that I want to win. Like there's literally a quote of Bradley Beal recently saying I want to win, implying that he wants to play for a championship team. And then he re-signs 5 years with the team that he's never won a ring, and I don't think they've ever made the playoffs. He's securing the bag, not the championship. He doesn't want to win. KD needs to come home. Somehow they mix KD with this. The ultimate bag chaser. There goes his career. The rant from Washington, right? Damn, he couldn't turn that down, though. Yeah, imagine turning down $251 million, though. That is pretty crazy. Yeah, he doesn't care about winning, you know? And that's fine, dude. That's fine. You know, if he thinks that's his best decision, hey man, that's fine, right? But you're not gonna win a championship and it sucks. But yeah, we see your intentions now, and that's how we're gonna treat you from now on. So when you say like, dude, I'm frustrated, I'm not winning a championship or my team's ass, dude, you've known this from the jump. We know you don't care. You know what I mean? So don't even play. Next one we have Lou Dort. Lou Dort is staying with OKC on a 5-year deal for $87.5 million. Okay. Also not winning, but hey man, get your bag. Okay. We also have Malik Monk. Wow, signing a 2-year deal for $19 million to join the Sacramento Kings. So you went from playing with the Lakers to playing with the Kings. Yeah, another team that doesn't want to win. Darren Fox is amazing. Do not get me wrong, but he's playing for the wrong fucking team. He's playing for the wrong fucking team. What else we got? We got PJ Tucker. Woo! We got PJ Tucker, who once played for the Miami Heat, is now playing for the 76ers, finalizing a 3-year deal worth $33 million for 3 years, which is getting paid $11 million a year. That's not bad, you know. PJ Tucker is on the brink of retirement, you know. Honestly, compared to the others, man, this is kind of a bad bag. Like $33 million, dude. Don't play with me. That's a lot of money. $11 million a year, that's a lot of money, right? But it's compared to the others, man, and just knowing where PJ Tucker is at, 33 million for 3 years is not that much, right? Like there's rookies getting more than him, and PJ Tucker is like a vet. He's basically a vet in this game. You know, he's kind of like Andrew Iguodala or LeBron. Like he's a vet, right? I think he should be getting more, but hey, man, get your bag though. Get your bag. This is a big bag right here. And Fernie Simmons, and the Portland Trailblazers have agreed on a 4-year deal worth $100 million. Oh, contract extension. Okay. Wow, $100 million, dude, playing for Blazers. Okay, I mean that's not compared to the other teams. That's not far off being a playoff winning team. I wouldn't not championship, but playoff winning. Okay, you're playing with Lillard now. Okay, that's dope. Okay, so I'm gonna be reading. Oh, okay, no, let me do it after. Okay, so we have Jalen Brunson. Whoa, big bag right here. Jalen Brunson deal with the Knicks is for 4 years, $104 million. Wow. So Jalen Brunson is now playing for the Knicks and playing for 4 years for $104 million. Insane bag right there. No. Quan Toscano Anderson, I used to play for the Warriors, who won the championship this year with the Warriors, has now agreed to a deal with the Lakers. Doesn't say how many years for what bag, but he said he's signing a deal with the Lakers. So, yeah, to yet be disclosed. Does suck though. Probably the biggest bag right here, out of any player. I think this is the biggest bag for an NBA player right here. Two-time MVP Nikola Jokic and the Nuggets have agreed to the largest deal in NBA history. A 5-year, $270 million supermax contract extension. This is a fucking win for Jokic, man. I mean, he's playing for an outstanding team, Nuggets, man. But somehow always loses to the Warriors in playoffs. That's the only problem. They always lose to the Warriors in playoffs. But hey, man, at least he's playing for a great team, and he's gonna be up there. He's definitely gonna be, a big name. He's already a big name. He's a big guy. Yeah, $270 million for 5 years though. That's crazy. It showed Damian Lillard liked this post. He's probably waiting for his bag. We got 3 here. Devin Booker re-signed for 4 years with the Suns for $224 million. That's dope. I love seeing Devin Booker play with the Suns. He reminds me of like Curry with the Warriors, right? Staying loyal to his team. Kobe Bryant with the Lakers, shit like that. We also have Karl Anthony Towns signing for 4 years for also $224 million. That's dope. Re-signing with the Timberwolves, dope. John Morant signing for 5 years for $193 million. Back to the Grizzlies. That's dope. I think he should be getting paid more. I think he should be getting paid $224 million too. But he is the new NBA player. He hasn't been in this game too long, so fair enough. 193. That's still not fucking bad. It's still not bad. That's dope. We have Zach LaVine and the Bulls have agreed to a 5-year, $215 max contract extension. Fuck. He's worth every penny. That's what Jordan Schultz says. Worth every penny. Okay. I can't really judge him because I haven't seen him play that much. But, hey, man. Boy got his bag, eh? You can't hate on him. What else we got in here? For some reason it did not show it on here. But well, I mean, I really wanted to read this one off. Why is it not here? Oh, that's strange. Yeah, but the one I'm reading off right now is Rudy Gobert. Rudy Gobert is signing with the Timberland Wolves, which is massive. Um, yeah, Rudy Gobert playing now with Karl Anthony Towns. Now he's playing with Anthony Edwards. Yeah, this is a fucking big deal. Now there's two fucking giants in this team, but Rudy Gobert is more of a defensive. Karl Anthony Towns, for how big he is a great 3-point shooter. So yeah, I mean Rudy Gobert is literally just a big, you know. So that's dope. That's dope. I think this is a great addition to their team, 100%. Sports Center facts right here. Three centers in NBA history have signed $200 million contracts. The Timberwolves now have two of them: Rudy Gobert and Karl Anthony Towns. That's crazy. Excuse me. What else do we got on here? We have Darius Garland has agreed on a 5-year, $193 million maximum designated rookie contract extension with Cleveland that could be worth as much as $231 million. It is the largest deal in Cavs franchise history. That is a little crazy, dude. He's a fucking rookie. This is a rookie contract, and he's getting He's getting $193 million. That is crazy. This is bigger than LeBron's when he used to play for the Cavs. This is fucking insane. We have Zion Williamson. People said that Zion really stole a bag with this one since he hasn't been playing. They still fucking re-signed him, and they re-signed him for 5 fucking years, and Zion Williamson has agreed on a 5-year, $193 million designated maximum rookie extension with the Pelicans that could earn him as much as $231 million. Holy fuck. Dude, Zion Williamson hasn't played in 2 years, and they still gave him this contract. That's insane, dude. That is insane. They're just like, they're just telling you how good he is. Oh, people really got pissed off on this one. They got pissed off at the Mavs. Goran Dragic and the Chicago Bulls have agreed to a 1-year contract. Mavs fans were pissed off because they gave away Goran Dragic. I mean, Mavs fans said they gave him away for barely anything. So they were like adding Mark Cuban. They were like, dude, what the fuck are you doing with our team and shit? Like, you're rigging us. TJ Warren has agreed to a 1-year deal with the Brooklyn Nets. No other specifics, just that. So now let me get into the whole Kevin Durant and Kyrie Irving situation. So where do I believe personally where Kevin Durant and Kyrie Irving should play? Let me get into that. I'm just looking for. I was looking at where people thought Kevin Durant was gonna play. Kevin Durant has said he wanted to play with the Suns, but I think Brooklyn Nets said the only way they would trade Kevin Durant to the Suns is that if they give up Devin Booker, for it. But obviously it's too late. And before it was too late, they said that that's the only exception that they're not gonna do. They're like, we're not trading Devin Booker. We'll trade anyone else. We'll trade cap, money and shit. We'll trade draft picks, but we're not trading Devin Booker, which is dope because a lot of teams will just fucking trade you, dude. But yeah, I still seeing that. But some predictions that NBA analysts have for what teams KD and Kyrie will play on. Let me just read them off. The massive 4-teamer between the Nets, Suns, Spurs, and yes, the Lakers. So Nets would get DeAndre Ayton, Mikal Bridges, which I don't think Mikal Bridges is in the situation now since he has been accused and pretty much confirmed beating his girlfriend. So I don't think he'll be in it anymore. Josh Richardson, 2023 first round pick via Charlotte. 225 first round pick via Suns, top 4 protected. That's the ones you gotta look out for. Protected. It has to be protected. 227 first round pick via Suns, top 14 protected. And the Suns get Kevin Durant. Lakers get Kyrie Irving. Spurs get Russell Westbrook, 2027 first round pick via Lakers. 229 first round pick via Lakers. So these are the deals that they're willing to do. There's also more. KD joins Zion in New Orleans, and Pelicans would get Kevin Durant. Nets would get Brandon Ingram, Larry Nance Jr., and 4 first round picks. I think this is somewhat of a fair trade with the 4 first round picks, but I personally don't believe that KD should be playing for the Pelicans. So let me just say my where I think KD should play at, where I think Kyrie Irving should play at. Just right off the bat. I think KD should play for the Warriors again. Real shit. Would it suck to give away Andrew Wiggins? Yeah, it would suck. We would probably have to give away Andrew Wiggins, Jordan Poole, Kuminga, and probably a first round pick. A protected first round pick for Kevin Durant. I think that's good. It would suck to give away Andrew Wiggins though, and Jordan Poole. Jordan Poole, not so much, but Andrew Wiggins, it would suck. I love Jordan Poole. I love Kuminga. Don't get me wrong, but Andrew Wiggins is like a star player, and I think he does have a bright future. But it would suck. But for KD, dude, that would be dope, right? Kyrie Irving should, obviously play for the Lakers. I think Kyrie Irving should play for the Lakers. He should play for the Lakers with LeBron and shit. Trade Russell Westbrook, maybe a few other like no name players, and maybe a first round pick, maybe protected. Couple no name players, Russell Westbrook for Kyrie Irving. Yeah. I don't know if they would want to do that though. That's the thing. We also have another rumor or another like prediction, theoretical. Durant joins the 2-time reigning MVP. Nuggets get Kevin Durant, Derek Favors. Nets get Michael Porter Jr., Aaron Gordon, 3 first round picks. This would be insane because then Kevin Durant would be playing with Nikola Jokic and Jamal Murray. This would be a crazy fucking team. I doubt it would happen though. Thunder get Ben Simmons. Yeah, I know. Miami gives up early, nearly half its team for Durant. Heat get Kevin Durant. Nets get Bam Adebayo, Darren Fox, Max Struss, Gabe Vincent, Omar U7, and a 2023 first round pick via Miami, and a 2028 first round pick via Miami includes deferral option. Kings get Ben Simmons. That would be I don't know. I wouldn't agree with that. I don't think he should play for the Heat. The Nuggets sound insane though. Now I'm actually thinking, I'm like, dude, if KD played for the Nuggets, that would be insane. But hey, man, I don't know how that would work out. But yeah, dude, those are the NBA trade deals up to date. If there is any other big ones, I will also include it in the next podcast. But dude, I think that's a wrap. I think that's episode 20 right there. Let me know if you guys fucking enjoy that podcast. I love doing it, like I said. And let me know. Let me know what you guys think about this podcast. Let me know about anything that I've said. Any comments you guys have. Follow me on my socials. Don't forget. I'm now at 17.4 thousand on TikTok. So obviously, some of you guys are listening to go follow me on TikTok. But if you still haven't, what are you doing? Go do that. Go follow me on Instagram. I post every Friday. Also check out my sub accounts, my creative page. right now, literally after this podcast, I'm gonna create a Funko Pop page and post my 23 Funko Pops that I have on my Instagram, and just doing it because I love doing it. It makes me happy. And hey, man, I want to mine's on the rise, baby. Come on now, keep up with this shit. I love you guys so much, and I hope you guys enjoy the podcast, and stay tuned for the next one. All right, guys, see you. Peace.